Getting excited for Louder Than Life 2024 coming up later this month. And on the stage, September 29th, so the last day, is Stained. And I'm joined by guitarist Mike Mushok. And I just want to say, first of all, so glad that you guys have come back and rejoined and regrouped as Stained. Because when Aaron Lewis went off and did country, I wasn't sure we were going to get you back. And you're on my bucket list to see live. You're on most people's soundtrack to their lives. So, whew, that was a close one.
It's great to be back and working again. It's definitely really nice to be making music again and out playing again, so very thankful for that.
Last year, you guys were touring with Korn. You're going to be joining them that day at Louder Than Life, but that's when Confessions of the Fallen, your latest album, was written. Do you do most of your writing while you're on the road, while you're touring?
It's definitely a good time for me to be away from home and all the distractions and things that go on around here, where I can really just kind of focus because there's literally nothing else to do all day long. So I do try to spend a lot of time playing when I'm on the road and working on ideas. So yeah.
I bet touring too is a lot different than it was when you guys were playing in the early and late 90s, early 2000s, because now, life just looks different for you guys. So what's the comparison there?
The crowds are bigger, I guess. I mean, honestly, it kind of feels the same. I mean, you get, it's funny, like you get back on the tour bus and I swear, you sit down in the front lounge and it feels like you never left. Even though it might have been, it definitely kind of has that feeling like, oh, okay, very familiar.
That's great because you guys took a very big hiatus. You were playing with Saint Asonia, though?
Correct.
Of course,
yeah.
Aaron Lewis did country music. That was really surprising.
Yeah, but yeah, he's still doing country. I mean, he still plays all the time.
And so does he bring any of that into your Stained show?
Not really. I mean, every now and again he would play like one of those songs like acoustically, kind of in the middle of the set, but that hasn't happened too recently. He kind of stuck to just kind of separated the two, where his country and solo career are that, and Stained is Stained.
So you've got a fall tour coming up, 23 dates, and you're going to be touring along with Breaking Benjamin, and then Daughtry and Lakeview are going to join in a little later in the tour.
Yeah, I think Daughtry's doing this in a couple of shows, but yeah, that's basically the tour. Yeah.
And then Louder Than Life, have you played that festival before?
I want to say Louder Than Life was our first return in 2019. I think that was the first thing that we did coming back. That's in Kentucky, Louisville, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That was definitely it. Yeah, that was the first show that we did coming back after not playing together in a lot of years.
Oh my gosh, no pressure. That is one of the biggest crowds I have ever seen.
It was funny because we just played Sonic Temple, which is another Danny Wimmer festival, Sonic Temple.
Yeah.
And we played on Saturday, and my son came out for the show on Saturday, and it was actually our last show of the tour. And we hung out on Sunday because he wanted to stay and see a bunch of the bands. So I actually got to see Fred and see those guys, and I mean it was just such a great show, and it was great seeing Limp Bizkit and Fred again. I hadn't seen him in years, so it was great to catch up and and thank him once again for our career.
Yeah, because he's the one that helped you get signed to a record label. Is that right?
Yeah, he got us our record deal. Yeah, he brought us to Flip Records. We opened for them in '97, and that led to us, working with him and actually ultimately ended up getting signed.
Wow.
And they took us on a bunch of tours. I mean, those early days, they took us on a bunch of tours. I mean, we did a lot of tours with those guys early on.
Was that nationally?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so when did you guys start world tours? Was that with Kid Rock?
Our first tour ever was with Kid Rock. That was April of '99. And then we did it might have been called Limptropolis, but it was Limp Bizkit, Kid Rock, and us. So that was, other than that, the only other time we played with Bob was like a couple of festivals here and there. Yeah, there was really just a couple of tours we did with him early on. And I don't think on the first record we even went to Europe. I think we didn't go to Europe until Break the Cycle came out.
Oh, okay.
And then we started touring overseas. Spent a lot of time in the U.S. on that first record, pretty much opening for whoever we could and trying to, gain as many fans as we could.
And this tour is all U.S. dates. Are you guys ever planning to go overseas again?
It's a great question. As of today, sitting here, there aren't plans. I mean, there's talk, but I don't know when that'll come to fruition or if it will. I mean, I hope it will, but I know that as of today, there's no definitive plans to do so.
Well, there is plans to go all across America, and you're going to be in our area, Clarkston, Michigan, at Pine Knob Music Theater. That's the second date, September 11th. So if people are looking to get tickets, there's still some available. And that's kind of risky this time of year in September. Like sometimes the weather's nice, sometimes it's not.
I know. It's a later tour this year for us. So, but listen, all I know is it's been beautiful here lately. So I'm hoping that it'll keep for us.
Yeah, I hope so too. And we can't wait to see you in Kentucky at Louder Than Life this year. You're going to be on the stage September 29th. And I want to thank you so much, Mike, for taking the time with me. And best of luck with this tour.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your support.